for our latest instalment of 20 businesses in 20 weeks. We're here at the Theobald's Enterprise Centre today to see Mae Photography. So let's go inside and see what they have to say. We're joined here today by Emma from Mae Visuals. And Emma, we're here to find out a little bit more about your business, what inspired you. So tell us a little bit about what you do.
Thank you so much, Mario and Beth. So we're a photography company and we offer multiple services, not just photography. So we've moved in here since November. So we offer family portraits, maternity photography, brand founders images for their LinkedIn, for their websites and stuff like that as well, and elevated images obviously. We offer podcasts in here as well, so we actually hire out equipment and we also host the podcast for people, obviously not us in front. My husband does, so he also offers website building, although he's building our current website at the moment, so everything will go up on there. Yeah.
So new business started in November.
But I've been a photographer since about 6 years now.
Okay.
Just that we saw this beautiful space here and we just thought we'd get it and establish it.
So we're here today, obviously at the Theobald Enterprise Centre. Nice space, nice facilities. And this room here done up like a, well, I'm looking over here like, you know, it's like a show home over here, right? And so you went for a particular vibe, I'm assuming, when you were dressing the place.
Absolutely. It was, I mean, I've shot at so many studios because we didn't have a studio before this. And I think loads of studios that I came across were like lime washed walls and which I love, and the micro cement, I love every single part of that. But every studio that I went to, I felt they all looked very similar.
Okay.
And this is such a risk because I've not really had a studio where it's dressed up like a home.
Yeah.
And because I do so many mums, maternity, babies, and a lot of people want me to, you know, do these shoots in their homes, but they're like, oh, I've got this here, I've got that here, I can't move things. So I thought, my neighbour actually, who's amazing, her name is Simone, she was like, Emma, I was like, what should we do? She said, right, let's plan and make it like a home.
Okay.
A comfortable home, but we still have the backdrops here and we can still make it very professional. We still have the curtains, but if it's very homey, people take photos and these photos can be very timeless and feel like you're in your house. Just take off your shoes, you're in your house, you take beautiful photos and keep them forever.
Okay. Yeah. Sama, this wasn't your, looking at sort of your bio before coming out, this wasn't your field of, this is like a passion that's become something a bit more over time. So tell us a little bit about your background.
So I studied biomedical science. I'm a biologist. Scientist. And I then went on to University College of London, UCL, to study science education.
Okay.
So I did that and taught in secondary school for a couple of years, which was great. I loved my kids so much.
You like that? And where was that?
In Haringey. So I lived in West London first, near Brunel University. That's where I did my biomed. And it was great. And then when we got married and I had my first child, I was in school and I had I got pregnant while I was on maternity leave. And I know how difficult it is to have small children and also deliver, because I'm quite, I give my all when I do anything.
Okay.
So I thought this would be very challenging, raising 2 small children and being at a school where I'm there from 7:15 obviously to like 6 p.m. sometimes. So my husband was really great. He was like, why don't you start your own tuition company? And this was before COVID. So I started that and then we moved in Cheshunt in 2019.
Okay, so local?
Yeah, local. And then we actually built an annex, a garden office, behind in our garden, and we set it up as a little classroom. And then that's when I quit my job as a teacher and went full in private tuition for GCSE, maths, chemistry, physics, chemistry, and biology, and A-level physics and biology only. So we've been doing that for about 8 years now. My daughter's 9, so about 8.5 years. And I'm still doing that.
So how old are your children?
9, 7, and 1.5.
Wow, so you've got 3 children. So,
Yes.
so tuition,
Yes.
3 children,
And
this, and obviously a husband.
yes. Fourth baby.
The 4th baby, yeah. Well, I didn't want to allude to that. Maybe my wife would say harder work than the kids sometimes. But okay, so tuition. So you've been doing that.
Yes, I'm still doing that.
Enjoy that?
Love it so much.
Yeah.
It's slightly different because I'm not in the classroom, but I do love it because it's one-on-one, and some sessions actually students log in online. So when COVID happened, I had to learn fast. So I got this massive board and got my screens, and that's when I learned to just take everything online. So our little office that we created for a classroom became redundant in that sense, but now it functioned as an online classroom setup, which I love. So I have time slots, my students log on, and I do that 5 to 10 p.m. Monday to Thursday. And then I get to work here in the mornings and afternoons in the daytime. So it functions great. So they log in, I teach them according to their syllabus and exam board, obviously. And it's still that I don't really have to market because it's by word of mouth.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's been great. Yeah.
Okay, so you do that, but and this photography business. So what was a passion? What steered you here to this? I mean, we're in this really nice room now. You're tutoring, and I know my wife did some tutoring for a little while, so I know that that's a busy space.
It is. Yeah.
There's a lot of students that want, especially when they get to that year 11 or year 10, year 12, year 13.
Yeah.
Where does the photography come from?
Yes, that was before COVID actually.
Okay.
Yeah, so I got a camera from my husband on my 30th birthday, and it was a really nice camera, and I just kind of shoved it to the side. And then because I always loved taking photos of my kids and things and people, and during COVID I just dusted it back out, and we had so much time, so I pulled it out and I just learned every single thing non-stop, almost till like 3 a.m. most nights, because I didn't have to wake up early to go to work or whatever.
And what were you learning when you say learning?
I was learning how to use the camera.
Okay.
The settings, lighting, how to play with things. And I asked so many of my friends, who I'm so grateful for, and my family. They all play such a great role. I don't think I would have been here without any of them, because they allowed me to practice on them as often as possible. And then soon it turned into word of mouth again. People would tell friends, oh, do you need a photographer? Emma's here. So I didn't have a studio, so we used my little garden office at one point. We used my kitchen for a lot of my photos. And then I started going to loads of studios where for every booking we just book. And then I said to my husband, gosh, I'm always at studios. I think it's time for us to have our own. But we looked around, we definitely did. And when we got here, we saw another room which was much smaller. Then we didn't take it, looked around again, came back and asked if they had a bigger room, and they did. And we definitely saw the potential. It looked nothing like this before. So it had like this massive trunking around the room.
Okay.
So we had to have paneling done, floors changed, paintings done, like loads of different things.
And they were quite accommodating here with letting you do that. And
I had to write lots of emails.
You had to write lots of emails.
Lots of emails.
Because we're obviously, for those viewing, we're in serviced offices. So,
Absolutely.
and they're quite modern serviced offices at that.
Absolutely.
So it's not like you're taking on an office which is derelict and needed, like, you're talking about a modern office, but you've still managed to put your own. Yeah,
I think they said to me, if you're moving out of this space, Emma, can you restore it? So I found these really amazing guys, the builders, and they were like we can. All of these are more surface paneling. We can just take it off.
Yeah.
But I hope whoever takes it from us would like to keep them.
Yeah.
And the flooring, we didn't change anything structural. It was just all surface, you know. Yeah.
So how's it been? How's business been since you've taken on the commitment of a space? Yeah. It's one thing having it at home. Absolutely. And it's another thing taking on the financial commitment of...
Absolutely. What people don't... Well, I had no idea because I'm not a business-minded person, to be fair. So I do a lot of the back work and stuff, but not so much. But I've learned an incredible amount. The investment and the hard work that goes into even finding the space, investing in it, thinking about how you want the space to look. Is it practical? I'm thinking of aesthetically for when we've taken the pictures. How do I want the clients to feel? There's a lot of thought that goes into it, and also financial. So it's been great because, I mean, we opened end of November, which was quite hard because we hadn't done a lot of marketing prior to that.
Okay.
And it was near Christmas, so we had to quickly get some things out on Instagram and stuff. And then we had the Christmas tree out, so that was nice word of mouth again. People were able to book and come for Christmas photos with their little ones, which was really fabulous. And then after Christmas, now we had to really think, how are we going to market the space? How do we want, because we're so tucked away, are people actually going to find us? You know, so I have joined a few network systems like Love Chesn, and then that's when...
Yeah, we found you there, yeah.
And I've joined a few communities as well, and we've got our Instagram running and our TikTok, and people have found us through word of mouth again. Someone may have found our studio because we advertised it on social media, and they said the space is nice. But it's funny, when they walk in, apparently it looks... I think I'm here all the time, so I'm used to it, but it looks completely different from what... I don't know if you can...
What a typical photo studio may look like. Yeah. Absolutely. I mean, we can see the backdrop there, which you typically expect to see in one.
Absolutely.
But, you know, even here where we're sitting here, like, you know, nice space and stunning view from the window out there as well. And, okay, but look, you had a business.
Yeah.
We're getting word of mouth anyway, because that's what gave you the confidence, right? Absolutely. To go and take a space. Mm-hmm. Growing still? Still
growing. It's slow growing, but I love it because I feel I can be very intentional and give back to my clients. I really like my clients to feel very special, because how often do you get dressed up, get your makeup done, get all your children together, or if it's your mum or your dad, or even if you're a business owner, because I've been doing quite a lot of brand images for businesses now. And one thing I've noticed is people are genuinely scared of being in front of the camera. And I messaged you and I said, I don't even feel comfortable about this because I'm always behind the camera.
Yeah.
So when they come into the space, my job, honestly, is to make them feel like, however we're going to take these pictures, I want them to reflect on your business. I want you to feel empowered. I hope you can use these images for fantastic things, you know, whether it's billboards, whether it's for your website, whether it's for your LinkedIn. I want it to bring more people to your business. So I'm very intentional, and I pour so much into my clients. So that's one thing, which is my brand founders images that I do for them. And if you're doing maternity, again, that's such a special moment. I've done it 3 times and I know how it feels like. So I, again, make sure that they have the best time. You might not always feel confident when you're pregnant, and to have a space like this, which is very homey, you can have your images taken and they're timeless and keep forever. And people always come back. So I always do maternity, then before I know it, they're back with a newborn, then they're back when baby's 1. And then, so I've kept in touch with so many wonderful families that we've kind of built a relationship.
Okay.
Like I said, I'm so big on how they feel. It's not about me. It's about how they feel in the images that they obtain.
And who is your key clientele? I mean, you've mentioned there people on maternity.
Yeah.
Who should be reaching out to you? I mean, who typically are the sorts of clients that
typically I'd
should be reaching out to
definitely
Emma?
families. I love taking families.
So family portraits.
Yeah, family portraits. Businesses. So if you own a business and you just need some pictures for your website or whatever, come to me. I do class family and maternity in one. And we also have the podcast space. If you just want to rent the space out for podcasts, we've got 4 Shure mics, we've got cameras for videography, and we've got the sound as well, everything catered for. We've got packages for that. So we do different things, like I said, but for me, I offer the photography services part, and then my husband and I work together for the podcast aspect of things.
Okay.
Yeah.
And if someone wanted to book your services, where would they go? Where would they find?
So they can find us on Instagram, which I'll pass on all my details so you can pop it on.
And what would be the handle? Just
it's Mae Visuals.
Mae Visuals, okay.
Me as a photographer, Mae London Photography.
Okay.
So Mae London Photography all together. You can find us on Instagram as well. And our email is on our Instagram. My husband's currently building our website.
Okay.
So, and we're on Google as well. So if you just type in Mae Visuals, you find us on Google with our reviews of our photos, with the space. So you can also get in touch with us. Our numbers on Google, emails on there as well. So, yeah.
So I was intrigued when we started this and we spoke off camera.
Yeah.
Amma, Mae.
Yeah.
So come on, tell us about your culture and where the Amma comes from.
Yeah, so my culture is, I'm from Ghana.
Okay.
So I said this to you that in Ghana, from my tribe anyway, if you're born on a Saturday from the Ashanti tribe, you're called Amma. So there could be like 5 Ammas in a household.
So it's just if you're born on a Saturday,
and if you're female,
that's your name.
Yes, your name. In my culture, in the Ashanti tribe. So my sister's also called Amma, but her English name is Miranda, and my English name is Shimei. So that's where we got the Mae from. Yeah.
So from one individual family, it's a lot easier if you're born on different days.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so, what does the future hold? What you want to grow this business, no doubt.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Is it the tutoring? Where's the passion?
Oh gosh, I can't imagine myself letting go of my kids yet. When I say my kids, my students.
Okay.
I love teaching.
I wouldn't want you to let go of your own kids.
No.
I was hoping that weren't what you meant.
No, I love science through and through. You will find I'm the biggest nerd, science, whatever. But then I also love that I can be creative and pour out all my creativity in this as well. So for the moment, I want to grow in both areas. And people have actually reached out to me a lot from different schools in the area. And I tutor a lot of the kids as well, which I love doing. And then in the day, I get to also do this and make sure other people feel confident and capture powerful images for them that they can use, whether it's family, timeless images where they can go back in time and look, whether it's your babies or your brand to represent who you are and the business that you're building. So moving forward, I just hope we can grow, and I just want people in Cheshunt to know that we're here, because it is very difficult to know that we're here.
Okay.
So that's all we're working towards.
And having a look at your socials before coming out,
absolutely.
We saw some of your portfolio.
Oh,
it's like some lovely pictures there, and you can tell they're well put together and care's gone into it. It's not just me dashing off a photo at a family barbecue with my iPhone, where people see my thumb in some of the views.
Did you see our family ones as well?
I saw some. I saw some of the combination of.
Yeah, and our fashion, because I used to do a lot of fashion stuff, photography initially. So that's on my main page. Yeah. So
we're double plugging, I guess. We're saying if you're looking for a tutor,
a science tutor
for science,
call
Amma. If you want pictures taken, call Amma. If you want a space for a podcast,
absolutely, or even content creation.
And I do run a podcast, so We may well be speaking about that after.
This is the lads' corner.
Yeah. Okay.
This is the corner. Yeah.
But this is not for me right now. This is for you.
That's fine.
And what we might have touched on it, but what is the big goal, the vision? Where, in 5 years' time, where do you want to be?
In 5 years' time, that's a very interesting question. I just hope to have nurtured this space a lot, this business quite a lot, for it to grow. So people see us, people would come here to, take their family photos or build up on their brand, because I know there's a lot of small businesses in Cheshunt, and I want to make sure I help these brands also build their businesses. So my goal is just to grow this brand, and if it grows quite a lot, then perhaps get another space with even a different decor from this,
okay,
and have two different options,
different settings. Yeah,
different settings.
Okay.
Yeah.
So studied, and you've shown now the entrepreneurial spirit where you were in a full-time teacher role.
Absolutely.
With a secure salary.
Yeah.
Knowing what you're going to get month in, month out, and opportunities to grow potentially. Yeah. And you've decided, I'm going to go it alone now without that guaranteed income. Yeah. It's quite a bold move. And
children, I think that was crazy of me, maybe.
Yeah. And there's a lot of people out there that want to do business and what have you not. And if we were to give them top 3 tips, what tips would you give to someone looking to start a business or to create something like you've created here?
I think it's really important to have a plan, a well thought out plan. I don't believe I just woke up one day and said, we're doing this. It's taken us a number of years. So having that concrete plan, looking at your finances.
So having a plan.
Mm-hmm. So plan
making sure that
it's structured.
Yeah.
You have your finances in place. You know what you're doing. A lot of I don't even know how to articulate this part, but make sure you have lots of policies written for your plan. You don't just want to go in there just thinking I'm just going to build something and not have a concrete plan, right? And
the finances, when you speak about that, obviously when you start a new business, you need to have a bit of a buffer zone, right?
Absolutely.
Where you know that maybe it won't get going from day dot, unless you're really fortunate.
Oh gosh.
But you had your buffer zone in the form of your tutoring, correct?
Yes. So I didn't just leave my job. So even though I left being in the classroom in a school, I haven't left my main job.
Yeah.
And that's really important for me because I also need some sort of income to filter through to build this space,
Okay.
And my husband obviously works, so we're working together to make sure this is supported. And so that's the first thing, a well thought out plan, business plan.
So a well thought out plan.
Yeah.
Make sure you've got money to firstly do what you want to do. Yeah. Secondly, to live off while you're growing. Because
there will be, after Christmas, for example, February was, I'm going to be very honest, it was very slow because people have obviously done the Christmas shoots and whatever, and it was maybe I was coming here once or twice a week, but I knew that at least with my other job, I'm working almost as much as I can there. So you need to be realistic, very realistic. Some days won't be great, but I think the most important thing is you just keep going. Because I know there are days where I'm really thinking, gosh, did we make the right decision? We've only been in Cheshunt not long, and we've now set up this business here. Like, have we actually made the right decision? So you do think a lot, but I think having family, support, faith, just you need to really work on your mind and just keep going if it's something you really believe in.
There is that if you don't try, you don't know, right?
Exactly. I'd rather try and fail and say, right, I really tried here, it didn't work, so we're packing up, than even though we've put so much into this, rather than just saying, you know what, I really wanted to do this and I never did it.
Okay.
So the three things: well-structured plan, business plan, concrete.
Yeah.
Build, take everything out, explore it, see if it'll work or not. And I think secondly, gosh, what did I say again?
Finances.
Finances, make sure that's intact. And then you need family, friend support, faith. I pray, I have my faith, I have my family, I have my friends. It's not easy, but days where it's really hard, I know I'm being encouraged and people are always telling me, it's okay, keep going. It was such a big risk leaving my job, which I know if I had stayed, I know I worked very hard. I'm not just saying this. I probably would have, who knows where I could have been in, in my job. But now you're just kind of a lone ranger, just maneuvering through this business world. And some days are super tough. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But they're outweighed by the good days.
Absolutely. When I come in here and I'm literally just doing my job, and I don't even see it as a job, and meeting all these people, I have the biggest smile on my face, and I love every single bit of it. Honestly, I do.
So yeah, if anyone is out there looking for someone to do family portraits or any maternity pictures before or after with the child, Emma's your lady. Mae Visuals.
Yes. And brands as well, businesses in Cheshunt. If you need some images done for your websites, socials, LinkedIn, we're absolutely here to help you achieve that.
Okay. Yeah. Well, thank you for your time today, Emma, and we will wishing you all the best for the future. And I'm sure with what you've built here and your determination, you're going to achieve what you want to achieve.
Yeah, I really hope so.